Hello and welcome to News9 Facebook Live with me, Adarsh Vepachedu. Now, India is doing all it possibly can to counter Chinese aggression in Ladakh. While tensions between the two sides continue, China has sprung up another surprise. Chinese troop movement was observed on at least two locations across the line of actual control, all the way in Arunachal Pradesh. Now, the People's Liberation Army has built up its presence opposite Arunachal Pradesh's Asaphila and Fishtail 2 sectors, nearly 20 kilometers from the Indian territory. And India, on the other hand, has sent additional troops to the eastern district of Anjar in Arunachal Pradesh. In another update, Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh in the Lok Sabha on Tuesday had said that China is claiming approximately 90,000 square kilometers of Indian territory. I repeat, 90,000 square kilometers of Indian territory in the eastern sector of the India-China boundary in Arunachal Pradesh. While our big focus continues to remain Pangong Tso and Ladakh, is there something brewing in Arunachal Pradesh, and should we be worried? To answer these very fundamental yet pertinent questions, we have with us Brigadier P.T. Munappa, who is a military intelligence expert, joining us live on the broadcast. Many thanks, Brigadier Sir, for joining us and for speaking to us. My first question, what exactly is going on in Arunachal Pradesh? India has sent additional troops to the eastern district of Anjar in the state, which China also claims as its territory. What the Chinese are doing in Arunachal seems to be well planned and strategic. And after a face-off in Ladakh, are we looking at one in Arunachal, much in line with what you had been saying from day one?
Yeah, Adarsh,
yes.
First of all, it's not a surprise at all. Let me tell you that. Arunachal Pradesh, it has been, and China has been claiming right from the inception. Right. That is, after the McMahon line, there has been a dispute. The only differential between Arunachal Pradesh and as you move towards the west, after the UP-Tibet border where you come to then lay up Ladakh and things like that, there is a LAC and here it's a McMahon line.
Okay.
So it has been going up for a very, very long time. Now, when you ask me a question, what's going on?
Yes.
You see, nothing is going on. What's going on is what has been going on so far. Let me put it across that way very crassly. For the past 70 years. Now, sending the additional troops, the Honorable Raksha Mantri announced it in the Parliament. I mean, that is for the benefit of the parliamentary and for the House to brief them properly. Otherwise, it is reasonable assumption by anyone that and I had mentioned in my couple of interviews with your channel and other channels also, that the next pop-up point is they are going to pop up in Arunachal Pradesh, in various places. Because I'll tell you the important strategical part of the Arunachal Pradesh is, it has got approximately around about 715 to 850 kilometers of border.
Okay.
That is the McMahon line. Now, the McMahon line has been created by one Captain McMahon. In certain cases, it has been imaginary. So, that is the first part of it. And secondly, now sending the additional troops to Arunachal Pradesh is a natural process, which I am sure earlier itself, in fact, around about in 2017, the 17 Mountain Corps was sanctioned. I was told somehow in between, after the new CDS appointment and all, this was put on hold for some time, with they're reinventing it again. This was purely with the intention of holding on to Arunachal Pradesh, because there is no two ways about the strategical importance of that. Now, here right now, basically, to occupy the heights.
Okay.
The possible policy of the Indian Army could be, prior to the onset of the snowfall and the heavy winter, wherever we are got heights and tactically important points, we would like to build up defenses there and maintain it throughout the winter, so that we are not surprised when the snow melts away. So this was anticipated, they have done it exactly. So I take Raksha Mantri's briefing in the Parliament for the education of the people and the public at large. But this is a very well-founded strategy, very well planned also, very well anticipated also. There is no doubt about that.
Okay.
Insofar as the face-off is concerned,
all right.
insofar as the question which you have asked about the face-off,
Sure.
It has been there for past 50 years. They have been coming inside, having intrusions. We have been having flag makers discussion and all. And only thing is the government of the East here has not responded the way it should have. It had developed a weak knee towards the Chinese. They are coming out of the shell now for the past 6 years, and things are being put in place. That's all I have to say about this.
All right. All right. Now, Brigadier, we are talking about 2 points that really show up. Asaphila is one, and fishtail 2 sectors. Fishtail 2 is the other one. Now, what we're given to understand is that the Chinese PLA presence is being beefed up right opposite these 2 sectors. Could you please tell our viewers as to what are these regions really like, and how important are they strategically for India?
No, you see, I'll tell you one thing. I had the fortune during 1988 and 89-90 when I was there, covering the intelligence. They have been coming to Asaphila. Asaphila, you see the Arunachal Pradesh, if you see take up the map and see that, they have got basically 38 passes, out of which 11 are perennial passes. That means during monsoon also you can come through where the heights are less. During the snow-covered area winter also. And the movement goes on through that. So Asaphila is, out of these 38 passes, these 11 sensitive passes which are open all throughout the year, Asaphila is one of them. Yes. Now the question is, you have mentioned that they have shown there's some built up 20 kilometers away. That is but natural. You see, the Chinese have, in a long time, that is around about 30 years back also, they are already building up the road, and by 1995, they had brought the road up to Asaphila.
All right.
And Asaphila is one of the points only, because what happens is this fishtail and Asaphila and all, when the media or the public at large gets to know, like you have the finger, these are only simple nomenclature points.
Okay.
Asaphila per se does not have any much of signals. You can consider this one of the 38 passes or one of the 11 approaches we have to Arunachal Pradesh. If they decide to take an offensive towards our side, and this has been these Asaphila, they have come through there to a place known as Maja, Mechuka and all during 1962 also.
Correct.
So there is nothing, I don't read anything between the names, but we should overall think of strategically than tactically. It is one of the tactical points.
Yes. So strategically and tactically, we were just touching those subjects. But on the other hand, you yourself have flagged it off in the past. Many defense experts have constantly said that there could be a high possibility that Arunachal Pradesh could become a flashpoint between India and China. So while we are gearing up militarily at this point in time, do you feel that there should be a change in diplomatic stance vis-a-vis Arunachal Pradesh?
Okay. Now the first is that you mentioned about I brought it out that I have always been telling in all my research that it has been there for past 1962 onwards.
Correct.
So I don't know this defense expert or whichever expert who told you that it could become it has always been a flashpoint, because you see they claim that Sikkim is there. They claimed Arunachal Pradesh is there. That is why they came right up to they nearly reached the foothills in Arunachal Pradesh, and they came on an offensive in 1962, claiming that it is their place, isn't it? So I don't visualize that it is a new one, well anticipated. They have been claiming Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim as their own, and now what has happened post Galwan incident? You see, in Galwan they were found hands in the cookie jar.
Yes.
And then so therefore what they did, their natural reaction was to go to Leh of Ladakh, which was accessible through the Spangur Gap, and to occupy those places in their side of the height. There's been a lot of debate. It is very much in their side of height. If you see the map, if you go to Spangamso also, where very many civilians have gone. So now Arunachal Pradesh, they have been planning continuously, and since they have claimed that they don't consider McMahon line.
Correct.
In the rest of the places, at least they accept that line of control or line of actual control, like in POK what you have. But here they don't consider that at all. So having as their permanent claim, it is wonder that they are coming up in that way, and they are taking positions there. And these roads have been there. Now we have reacted only this time by launching the troops, because we have realized post what has happened in Spangamso Gap, which is a very tactically very well planned move, that on the 29th and 30th of August, we took position all the 8 posts dominating. So
Okay.
here what happens in Arunachal Pradesh, if you see the geography, Tibet is a plateau basically. Southern portion of the this watershed in Arunachal Pradesh is totally plain. It is easy for the maneuver and their to lodge the forces.
Right.
But coming down the hill is going to be a difficult task for them. That was one of the reasons that our people did not build up the road.
Okay.
So I don't read much into it. We are strategically in a better height, and we, as a natural reaction, we occupied the post.
Fantastic. That's always confidence inspiring to know. Many thanks, Brigadier P.T. Monaba, for joining us and for shedding light on what really is transpiring when it comes to the kind of border face-off that we're talking about. All the way in Arunachal Pradesh at this point in time, new transgression, if we were to call it, a new act of provocation from the Chinese PLA's end. We'll have to wait and see as to how matters will really pan out. But yes, if you like the information and the new updates and facts that we've shared with you this evening, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to News 9 on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Many thanks for joining us.